Hello, this is Jillibling. How are you today? Are you ready for Christmas? What do you think? Isn't that pretty? So this I saw online on Pinterest. Stampin' Savvy made this project. Thank you for sharing, Stampin' Savvy. And I did a little bit on the inside. Maybe I got carried away with my pretend snow. But this embossing folder is one of those new hybrid folders that you could cut and emboss at the same time. This time we'll just do embossing. And in the stamp set is a poinsettia and holly leaves. And then I made this one too, which I love this one. 3 flowers, go in the different direction. On the first one I used Winkastella. If you haven't tried this, best stuff around. A lot of fun. You can put it on just about anything. I didn't want to put it on the flowers because it would reactivate the red ink and kind of smear the red ink. And I like how crisp the details are of the stamp. And then this one I used Craft White and a dauber, and I'll show you how I did that. And a little bit more on the inside. Sorry, smoky around here or allergies or something. Merriest Moments is the stamp set. Great set. There's a lot of good greetings in here. And here are the dies. So this is the die, well, wait a minute. This is the die you put into the embossing folder. Oh, you know, hold on. Here, I have all my stuff here ready, but that's okay. So here's the folder. I'm pretty sure it's this piece that fits into here. Ooh, just like that. It kind of snapped right into place. And then you would put your paper, fold it over, close it up, and it would cut it and emboss it all at one time. Okay, but we're not going to do that with this project. But hybrid folders, lots of fun. And look at all these dies, plus all of these dies that come with this bundle. Okay, so there's the bundle stamp set. Gilded Gems, stamp pads including Whisper White. So here's my collection of stuff to show you. So this is the embossing folder, and I have this piece here because the first time when I put the paper in, I just lined it up. I think I use this little line at the bottom, which I do often. I'm happy they put it there. But when I did that, it chopped off this little leaf right down there. So when you use the embossing folder, take your paper and make sure that this leaf here is lined up with, I'm making sure you can see, this one down here, just so that there's just a little bit, there's like 1/8 of an inch on both sides. And then, of course, have it square in the embossing folder. So looking at this compared to the line, it's about 1/16 of an inch below the line. I tried to run it through a second time, which usually you can do, but it left a hint of a shadow, so I don't know if that works so much. So here it is. Isn't that pretty? And let's do, I plan on doing Winkastella, which is this, which is like a aqua pen, and I just colored over all of the leaves. And when you're coloring with it, it will make your leaves look just a hint darker because of the fluid in the Winkastella. Then I went through and did each of these little dots. But when it dries, that darker color of the wet paper is dried up, and all you have left is sparkly. So you go through and color all of the leaves, and that will look like, let me see if you could see. Can you see the sparkly on here? The sparkly compared to the soft snow look, frosty look of the Craft White. So to do the Craft White, hold on. Okay, so I did it all. here it is, sparkling in all of its glory. So that's Wink of Stella. If you want to do the snowy, let's use Whisper White. And I have a dauber. Put it into the ink pad. I'm going to move this just a little bit. Okay. Put it into the ink pad. Because this one is already done with Stella, I'm going to just turn it over just so I could show you the effects. And just kind of rub it. The less ink you have on it, the softer it gets. So I'll do over here where there's a little bit less ink. So see how that just picks up the highlights? And this is really soft and powdery. Right when you go into it, it has a little bit more streaks. But it's darker. And it dries lighter than this. So when you're looking at this, to me that's just fine. But over here where it's really light, it's going to dry almost up to nothing. So you just go over the whole thing and apply a little bit of frostiness. Okay, so you could do either of those two ways. Done with that. And this is all pretty. So here is paper base, Misty Moonlight. I love this color. Okay, so I'm one who normally is more traditional colors. So you could tell, somewhat traditional, but the blue, normally wouldn't do that, but something about this year, I'm liking it. I was just watching the news and so many people are getting that Delta variant, even the vaccinated ones. And I know they're not having hardly any effects of it like the unvaccinated people, but it's a scary time we're in. To put this paper, same exact size, right on top of here, I'm going to hold the two of them, keep them separate, kind of drop them to the white paper, bring them together. And then it's lined up perfect. At first I was trying to position it. You can't see. That is so pretty. I hope you could see the sparkle. There you go, right there. Yeah. These are inside papers. So let's do the words. So in the set, there are quite a few word options. I've used thinking of you, season's greetings, how about a joyful Christmas to you and yours. And that's over here, right here. Now do that in Misty Moonlight. And you know, because this one, I did the words down a little low, leaving room for the flower, I'm going to do it opposite this time. I'll put the words on top, and then I'm going to put a bunch of flowers down at the bottom. So up at the top, and what's good about stamping first and then cutting is if you cut first, how could you stamp it straight? I always would stamp it crooked. Okay, so I'll have that right about there. I'm going to cut it out. Okay, and then this can go on with a few dimensionals. So if you do the card the way Stampin' Savvy made her card, this went really fast. Then when I did it my way, and I put probably too many flowers on it and I started curling them up, it took a little bit longer, but it looks good. So pick your battles. Okay, now flowers. So for the flowers, I have this paper here, and I'm going to get a couple strips, and cherry cobbler. So I'm going to do something different with my flowers, just a little bit. This flower is a big flower with a little one on top. Big, little, all of them. This time I'm going to do 2 little ones and just kind of twist it a little bit. Therefore, I'll do 6 little flowers. Ooh, can I get one more? Yes! Don't you love it? Okay, 6 little flowers. And now for leaves, I'll do those in Shaded Spruce. And there's 3 sizes of leaves, and I will do 2 of each. So this is the big one. I just re-inked my pads. They're so nice. 1. This is a medium. Look at that. And here's a little one. Okay, and for the inside, I'm going to stamp just the holly. Which one? I think I did it in this one, where I have a flower right here that's cut out. And then these are just stamped, and then over the top I have this little holly berry. I want to do that on the inside of this next one. That goes in red. Whew. And cherry cobbler. I might as well do a few. Somebody will appreciate that. Okay. So, look what I have here. I have a die for, wouldn't it be nice if I got it the first try? Okay, so there's that one. Then 3 holly. The big flower is going to stay in there. That's for the berries. Medium, small, and large. Okay, so I'm going to cut those out. Okay, so here are those. And here are the rest of them. And are you curious? Why do I have my pokey pad out? You're like, pokey pad? You're supposed to stamp on that. That's the plan, but I started using it for pokey, and this has become pokey pad. On the other side it says pokey. Just because when I would go to stamp on it later with all these little holes in it, not the best results. So what I'm doing now is with my bone folder going right through the middle of the leaf to give it a little bit of curl. First time is just to score it just a little bit. Second time is to make more of a dent. So can you see how these are a little bit like a canoe? They kind of curled up a little bit. That's what made the flowers look so cool, is because they're curled up. And for these, I'll go, these I already did, right through the middle, all the way down to the tip of this one. And I'll have 2 passes on each of those. And if you flip it over, you could see I didn't get the tip, but that's okay. Just do the best you can, and you could see how it gives it a little bit more dimension. And I'm sure when you die cut, you always die cut perfect, but if ever you don't, you might have to trim them. Sometimes I'm so bad at die cutting that I just end up trimming everything, all of them, and don't even pull out the die cuts. But these work pretty well, especially if you use washi tape to hold them in place. Yeah, this one I didn't cut very good. I probably could put it on the bottom layer and you wouldn't notice, but You know me. I like it to be done right. We do stuff right. Okay, good enough. So now I have all this beautifulness, and I will take, look at the difference in size. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Put one of these on 3. That one may be on the bottom, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. And then take one of these others and just twist it just a little bit so that these 2 petals go into these 2 gaps. You're like, well, wait a minute, you have 1 extra. My 1 extra is for the inside. And that worked out really well on the inside, and I'll show you why. Okay, so these 3 that are going to go on the front will each get a dimensional. Okay, so where is that? It's this one right here. So this one can go in the middle, and these 2 on the side. Should I go straight across? Nah, curving up. So putting that one that I trimmed on the middle, it's okay because there's the white or the vanilla paper behind it. Okay, this is inside, this is inside, and I have 3 of each size. Okay, so those are going to go out here. So to put these on, I'm first going to just put them where maybe they belong, and I can move them around. If I were to start sticking them and putting them on there permanently, I'd probably end up with a funny combo. Maybe I have too many. Nah. It's looking good. It's looking like a little bit of overkill, but somehow I like it. Okay, so just like that. So now to attach them, I think I'm going to have them with liquid glue, and because this is a little bit curved, I'm going to put it just on this one side. Because I want to keep the texture. Because if we use that bone folder to kind of curl them up a little bit, I want it to be seen. So I'm just doing it on one side. I hope I'm getting glue where it will stick, because some of them I have them half up on the panel. So today, Mama had doggy day at her house. And there was 4 dogs there, and it was so much fun. They're running, playing. There was two puppies, Gales and Hans, and their little ones were just cute as can be. And then there was Bo and Sadie. And of course they're as cute as can be too, but they're the old dogs on the block. So this one here is kind of sticking over the edge of the card, which I think looks great, but I know that the envelope is that much bigger, so that's okay. Unless you plan on hand delivering it. Okay, there it is. Yep, a little bit of overkill, but it sure looks good. Okay, so now let me make sure that they're sticking down, the glue is sticking at least somewhere. So next are gold gilded gems. So one of them I did large, small, small. This one's just a medium. Let me just see what I have lots of here. Whatever this size is. I'll do 3 of these. I guess I have a few packages of gems in this one. Pretty. Okay, the front is done. Look at all the dimension on that. Okay, some cards cost a little more to mail. I guess you could do it without dimensionals between everything. It wouldn't look as good as that though. Okay, should I try Stampin' on this? Nah. So for the inside, I want it to be similar to, oh, that one's pretty though. Similar to this one. The same but different. So if I leave this on here, you could see the outline of the vanilla paper. Okay, so I will put, oh, what word should I put? Wishing you a joyful Christmas to you and yours. How about thinking of you this festive season? That's nice. Together is the merriest place to be. That's a good one too. They're all good. They're all nice. Okay, so Misty Moonlight. Very nice. The stamp set stamps really nice. And then a big flower in Cherry Cobbler. Okay, this paper, well, you know what? I could flip it over. I was going to say I need to move it because I don't want ink on the shaded spruce liner, but I could just flip it upside down. Okay, so right about there. Ha! Didn't get ink on it. And now with shaded spruce, I'll do some holly. And this one eventually is going to go here. But what's nice is now I can get this holly right up into there. And if I stamp on the flower, it's okay because it's going to be, oh, is it going to be covered up? Close enough. Okay, maybe a little one. Where is that little one? Just because it's so cute. Oh, I got some on the corner. That's okay. I can flip it over. So now to do this one is the big one. Oh, and I don't have as much room going this direction. That's fine. And I will end up putting this holly right here. And you know, I really don't know what holly looks like, so I'm just kind of winging it. Okay. Good. So now this flower is going to go here, and I will, oh, you know what, before that, in the center, pumpkin pie, these little dots, because I don't want to put a gem on the inside of the card. So these tiny little dots are perfect for the center of the flower. Here, I'll show you that. Just little pumpkin pie dots. So I could use my tape runner, but chances of me getting tape just on these little flower tips, bits, not probable. Okay, that turned out good. And then the holly berry, again, just a little bit of glue. Yes, Lori, I'm closing it. Lori always sends me messages. You don't close your glue. It's okay. For 2 minutes. Okay, so these berries, I think that these little dots are like the stem, so I'm going to have that going downward. I don't know if that's how it should be, but that's how it is today. Okay, so flip this over. That has ink on it, so that's going to get flipped over. So this is still July, so Christmas in July, here we are, just like that. And look at that card front, isn't that pretty? So I will put all of the products used on my blog, which is jillibling.com. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the like button. And until next time, have a great weekend, a great evening. Bye.